smells lush. Look at that. We are ready for Big Bake Off Challenge.
Big Ben's British Bake Off. Contestant number 1, the girls, versus contestant number 2, the other girls. And a surprise last minute entrant is Dougal. Well, this should be exciting. A 3-way competition. We're going to have one of the contestants making fairy cakes, which was a bit of a turn up for the books because it was intended to be cake against cake, but this is fairy cakes, or cupcakes as they like to call it these days, right? And it's against Ben's good old tried and tested carrot cake formula, and just because it's not quite an even match, I decided to go with a quiche. That's right, a quiche. I've gone completely off kilter and gone for a quiche on my menu. So let's have a look how this progressed and who won what and everything. So first up, we can see that the girls number 1 that is, are kind of, they're getting underway quite nicely, led perfectly by the professional baker, which I feel is a little bit of a cheat, if I'm being honest with you. It's a professional baker and she has her own business. Not yet, obviously, but she will do. So she is quite versed on baking, and she is cooking up a storm right now, making her fairy/cupcakes, right?
Are you going to make some cupcakes then?
No!
You can make some cupcakes? You can make cakes?
Yeah?
50. 150.
Why in this spoon?
Yeah, a spoon. No, you use a knife for this one.
You get a knife. Whoa!
Spoon. You might want to stand up if I hold it. Oh, we're going to be here all day.
Do big chunks. It might be easier if you use a spoon.
How'd you do it?
Press the big button.
No, don't press the big button. I'll show you in a minute, alright? Yeah, we'll twist it. Girls, I'll show you in a minute. Yeah, we need to get all the ingredients together first. That's the first thing we're going to do, is get all the ingredients together, yeah?
One of the ingredients.
Okay? Yeah.
One thing I would say, Ben, is to stop staring in the camera whilst you are talking to your kids. All I've seen is your eyes staring directly at the camera whilst talking to your children who are behind you, because your kids are right there. Turn around and talk to them. You don't need to talk to them through a camera lens. Not necessary. And then we have Ben and the other girls. Right, Ben is a big girl's blouse. Right, so he is making his carrot cake and he's cooking it up like he's never cooked before. In fact, funny we should mention that, but he's not really au fait with the whole cooking, etc.
Take some out.
What's 151?
151, yeah? I've had to take some butter out. We've got 151.
That was a bit.
Right, so we've got carrots and butter. It's going well.
Now we have Dougal. Oh yeah, he is well on his way, right? He is getting those ingredients like never before. There we go. So now take this, that's like that, that's like that. You need a sieve. This, and then you There we go. SWM. Looking fluffy, right? Fluffy. That's important. And grab this back. And we get the butter. Alright, it's 100 grams of this, which is approximately half of it, right? Because there's 200 grams, so you need 100 grams. So what you do is you cut it in half, like say. Alright, take the smaller bit just in case. And then you undo it like this. And then, like that. It says to cut it into cubes. The reason it does that, I guess, is so that so it's easier to do the next stage, which you'll see in a second. Right, cubic, 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 Rubik's cubic, cubic. Right, little bits like so. Right. All very exciting, isn't it? I've never done one of these before, so I'm very much looking forward to destroying yet another kitchen. It's great stuff. Okay, so basically this, and this, like that, like that, like that. Right. Next, what we do is we take the. Oh, no, we need to do this first, don't we? Need to measure it, make sure that it's fine. Right, so you do this, you do that, and we're looking for 100 grams. So we do this, should be no more than 100 anyway, shouldn't it? 97 grams, would you believe? 97. I was close, so what we're going to do, right, for the sake of argument, because we've got this little bit here, we're going to dig a little bit out, like that, right? And then we're just going to make it little bits so it comes up to your 100, right? Because yeah, it's probably the best option in this scenario, right? If you're ever in a similar scenario, this is probably your best bet. And there you go, it's up to 100 grams now. Just a butter. Anyway, right, so what we're going to do, it tells me to sieve the flour into the dish, into the bowl, which I've already done. Put the 100 grams of butter in there too. Now it's telling me to put parmesan, but I don't have any parmesan, so I'm not going to do that, right? So this is for the pastry, and I've never done a pastry before, so bear with me. Right, so it's telling me that, but it also tells me time to put time in, but I don't want to. I think I have some, but I don't want to, so you know. Now it tells me now to rub the mixture together, right? And you do this until you get breadcrumb type consistency, right? And this is quite therapeutic if anybody else wants to give it a go. This is quite a therapeutic type thing, but obviously essential that your hands are quite clean. So I've done that a few times now, and hopefully, you know, no food poisoning ensues, because, you know, not keen on that scenario either. So this take quite, it shouldn't take that long, depends how much you want to be therapeutised by it. There you go. Notice I'm not using my gloves today. I got much flack last time I was wearing my gloves also. It wouldn't work if you were wearing gloves whilst doing this either, because, you know, it just wouldn't actually work. So if anybody points out my little sores on my hands, that is actually a reason for that. I have some aggressive form of crap. right? It's not my fault, didn't do it, didn't make it happen, it just did, right? So that's why, just to preempt any questions. Okay, so I think we're just about there now. All right, just about done. You see this? Right, see all this? Now, it's pretty much like it's pretty much a breadcrumb type consistency that we've got going on here. It's very good indeed. All right, now I'm just gonna go and rinse my hands. Right, so interesting development, guys. So what we have to do now, right, is we need an egg yolk. So gonna have to separate an egg, and I'm gonna do this on camera because I've never done it before, right? So this is in the spirit of this bake-off challenge, right? So 2 bowls, right? Now I have actually just watched a video on how to separate an egg, right? Because I ain't got a fucking clue, right? So what we're gonna do is where are my eggs? No, eggs. We need eggs. Now this is a trick in itself because eggs can be tricky, right? Tricky little bastards, these eggs, right? So they either will come out fine. They'll either work the way that I want it to work, or it will in fact split open and I'll have egg all over the surface, right? Guaranteed. So what we do, just, oh, that's a bit shit, right? Bit of a shit egg, that one. Right, so what we're gonna do is this, right? Put that there like that. Now we're gonna pour out some of the yolk like that, right? And then keep pouring it out. Now, actually, what we're going to do, right? Here we go. Oh, like a pro, like an actual pro. Look at that. Isn't that cute? It's a cute little thing, that, isn't it? So yeah, basically, this is it, right? So you kind of don't get rid of too much of it because, like, I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin. Don't want to ruin the moment. Look at that. I've never done that before. I know it looks simple. I made it look simple, that's why, right? Is that enough if I got rid of all the egg whites? Anyway, so what we're going to do here, right, take those, bring this back, right? We then put this in to the little mixture, right? What we do now is this. Right, this is fun, isn't it? It's going to be a fun part. So what we do now is we mix this up, right? We're going to make a dough type mixture. This shouldn't take too long. We're using our hands so that we can get the right sort of feel for it. I'm better than that K, aren't I, in the kitchen, I've got to say. I think I'm a legend already. Absolute legend. There we go. Could do this as my channel. Anybody interested in seeing me make absolute carnage? Right, here we go. This is good, isn't it? It's good, it's working, it's working. Right, trying it easier now to just sort of. I'll reiterate, I've never in my life made an actual pastry, right? Obviously used like pre-bought pastries, you know, and the the other ones that you can get, all the ones that you can buy in the shops and stuff. I've used those, but I've actually made my own. This is quite impressive. I'm quite impressed with myself. Right, let's grab a bit of this off my fingers. You know, if anybody has a phobia over this, I'm sorry, just look away. Right, here we go. Okay, I think we're in business. We are, in fact, in business. Right, that is what I would call the perfect piece of dough. Right, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not being like biased towards myself, but that is fucking brilliant. Right, I'm well impressed with myself. So far, so good, I think. Right. So the next stage is thus, right? Now then, what we need to do is get some cling film, which is this, right? So get the cling film like this, right? Bring it over like that and do that, right? And then just sort of rip it apart like that. Perfect. And what you do now is you take this, you put it in the fridge for 30 minutes. Right. So this is, as we know, the MFI challenge, right? The MFI challenge. to raise money for children, Mission Christmas at Christmas, for kids everywhere. Well, in Murray, right? That is the end goal. So there has been some concern over the legitimacy of this challenge. It's just baking after all, but fortunately the judge and jury, that is Zoe, put us straight on that, and addressed the situation.
We've had a couple of comments on the post that Ben put on this morning, which have obviously come from other places. So I just wanted to kind of, we've had, you know, oh, that's a boring challenge, what rubbish challenge, all that sort of stuff. But anybody that follows us will know that we've been putting the challenges out. Yeah, so we've been obviously asking subscribers for their ideas for challenges, and the Bake Off one was one that was suggested quite a few times. She doesn't want to put the apron back on, which is why we've gone for that one. The other thing you've got to remember is the challenges that we're doing, we want to involve the little ones with them as much as we can. So, you know, they might not be majorly big challenges, but she doesn't want to put her apron on. What you've got to remember is anybody doing anything to try and raise some money for charity is a good thing in my eyes. No matter how big, how small, if you're out there and you're trying to raise a little bit of money, or you're donating or whatever, that's good enough in my eyes. So yeah, anybody who's got anything mean to say about people doing things for charity, crack on, but it's not going to be welcome here.
My concerns here would be that this isn't really a challenge, right? It's something that you should be doing on a day-to-day basis with your kids anyway. A challenge is usually something that's a little bit out of your comfort zone, a little bit out of what you would usually do, and I would hope that Ben would spend time with his kids on a daily basis, but you know, doing things like this, but you know, maybe not. But then again, having just spent the day baking or cooking a quiche, which I've never done before, I can tell you it wasn't that easy, right? So maybe I'm being a bit harsh on that one. So as you can see, this was the MFR challenge, right? And it was all for money, it was all for donations and raising funds, which I have absolutely nothing against. So I'm not taking the piss out of that, right? I think it's brilliant that they've raised so much money, and in fact, for my part, I have donated 30 quid just to say, you know, I'm not taking the piss out of that particular thing, and I hope that they go on to raise a lot more money because it's for an excellent cause. And you know, I genuinely think that, and I genuinely am not taking the piss out of them making money. You know, it's a good cause, let them continue, that's what I say.
Right guys, we are going to let this cook. Do you know what? I'm going to time lapse it because I've never time lapsed an oven before. Should we time lapse it?
Yeah.
That'd be good fun. Right.
He got inexplicably excited about the prospect of time-lapsing it, didn't he? Shall we time-lapse? That'd be fun, wouldn't it? It's fun to time-lapse. I've never time-lapsed an oven before. That'd be great fun, wouldn't it? And in fact, he did, time-lapse the cooking process in the oven, or the baking process, right? So, yeah, that was fun, Ben. It was absolutely, never had so much fun. Anyway, shall we get back to some bacon, shall we? Because I was cooking up a storm in the kitchen. Right, what we need to do next is to get a bit of flour on the go, like this, right? This is the messy part, right? The bit that nobody likes to do when they clean up. Nobody likes to clean up. So, don't know how much I need. Anyway, there we go. We get a drawing pin. It's not a drawing pin. It's a rolling pin. It's a rolling pin, everybody. It's not a drawing pin, right? This is it. Now grab the thing from the fridge, which should be all copacetic. If you don't know what that means, look it up. Right. So, grab this. Right, before we carry on. Make sure my hands are clean. Okay, so what I've been doing is I've been doing a circle of baking parchment, as they like to call it. Us plebeians like to call it baking paper. Right. So that is to go in the dish. In fact, we have a dish. It's brand new, right? Never been used. It's quite a good one, right? Comes out the bottom. Look at that. Comes apart. That's a mark of a good dish, right? Bought it especially for this. $9.99 it cost. Or was it $8.99? One of those two. Anyway, so what we're going to do next is the dough. So we've got to roll this out. Now this is the tricky part, because I don't know how thick it needs to be, right? But presumably I need to use it all, don't I? So it can't be too thin, surely. I don't know. Right, it's been in the fridge, so it's a bit firm. So it might actually be too firm. I don't know. Let's have a look. So how do we do this? Oh, there we go. Oh. Don't like the fact that it's, hang on. Do we need to yeah, do that, right? Okay. You can tell how many times I actually do baking, right? So I know that you need to put this on. That's the key to life, right? There we go. There we go. And it needs to be a bit bigger than the tin. It's not a flan tin. I keep wanting to call it a flan tin. It's not one of those. It's a, why is it like coming apart? Right, it shouldn't be coming apart. This could be a problem. You know what the problem is, right? I put it in the fridge. I mean, the instructions tell me to put it in the fridge, so I put it in the fridge, right? But because it's been in the fridge, it's coming apart now, and now I'm worried, right? Because it was sticking perfectly before. It was sticking. It was perfect. It was the perfect dough. I told you it was perfect. Now it's coming apart, right? I'm not entirely happy with that. How am I supposed to make it whilst it's coming apart, right? This is not quite what I had in mind when I thought, maybe if I just sort of loosen it. Is that how you do it? I don't know. There'll be some of you watching this thinking, what the fuck is he doing? Right? And others will be watching thinking, my God, I wish I could do it that good. So, you know, call it middly. I think so. I think middly is my level, right? Maybe not even that. But, you know, at least I'm trying, and that's more than I can say for some of you watching there on your high horses, right? I know what you're like. Well, you judge everybody, you will, won't you? Judge So all you do is sit on your computers, judge, you know, casting aspersions over people like me, just trying to make an honest living with my little bakery, you know. Yeah. In fact, right, if you do this, right, this is actually how it, this is how you're supposed to do it, not how I went in all guns blazing before that, right? Yeah. I think if you can get your hands dirty and get the hang of things, you know, baking can be quite therapeutic, I think so, right? But for me, more often than not, it's actually quite stressful because I tend to make things a bit more difficult than it should be, and that's not really helpful in any way, shape or form. So just kind of do that. This bit's coming apart, not happy with you, right? Anybody know when I should stop and, you know, cut my losses and make it so it's like, you know, just cut my losses basically. So now it's kind of coming apart a bit more. I don't want it to do that, do I? There we go. No, it's not. See what I mean? Why? Can one of you come here and tell me how it works? See, this is why vlogging doesn't work, right? Because most vloggers, they'll say, oh yeah, can one of you tell me in the comments below how I'm supposed to do this? Well, it's too fucking late, all right? It's too late. By the time somebody's answered your question, it's too late. You've already done it. So, I'm just going to patch this up a little bit. Hopefully, do it like this. Right, how big does this need to be? Any clue? Does it need to go up the side of the dish? Does it? I'm going to get a bit more flour. I think flour might stick it together a bit more. There we go. A bit more flour. It's always a good one, isn't it, really? Alright. Stick. Damn it, stick. That's all that is required. Alright. Yep. So if we get this right, you can see here, it's big enough to go around the base, but I think it needs to go up the sides because I've seen people cutting the top bits off, so maybe it needs to go a bit higher. I need to get a move on because I've actually preheating the oven as we speak, and I had an incident a few weeks ago. I was baking a cake and I kind of nearly burnt the house down. I had it on preheat for about like an hour. I realise now that was my mistake, but it didn't say that you had to turn it off once it preheat. Also, my oven is so shit that it doesn't tell you when it's preheat properly. There used to be a light that came on, but that doesn't work anymore, so don't know. It also takes longer to preheat than it used to, so I think the days of this oven is pretty much numbered, I think. Right, so are we okay? Are we Ooh. I don't know, right? I think what you could probably do is once it's inside, you can kind of mess about with it in there. Can you do that? Shall we try that anyway? Oh, I need to butter the bottom of the thing, right? So if I do this now, right, what we need to do is this. I don't know whether it's better to probably better to put the floury bit at the bottom, I reckon. So going to do is this, right? Oh, fucking hell, this is bad. Okay. There's a few of you. Fuck off. Seriously. There's some of you out there thinking, oh my Jesus. Right? I know you are. I know you are, and I know who you are, right? Well, actually, I don't know who is, what's going on, right? So what we're going to do here, right? If we can push this up a bit, maybe make the pastry a little bit thinner at the bottom, and maybe we can push it, right? So it, oh fuck, yeah, we can do it like this, right? Jesus Christ, is it always this bad, right? Because I followed the instructions to a T, right? Usually when I do my baking, I'm like, yeah, well, does it matter if it's like a little bit over? Is it a little bit, you know, is it bad if it's too much of one ingredient? I don't know, right? But this one, I thought, right, follow it to an absolute T, and I can't go wrong. And it seemed to be working fine. It was the moment I took it out of the fridge that became the problem. So I'm not sure if the instructions were spot on when it said put it in the fridge, right? So here we go. Almost in business, almost in business. Okay, so right, so what we're going to do now, and it does say this, right, so kind of cut the bits off like this, right? So, okay, is that okay? Are we in business? Are we okay here? Are we good? Are we copacetic? Maybe we are. Maybe we're not. This side seems to be a bit more, well, it's leaving a lot to be desired, I think. All right. So if I mean, by me pushing down, is it actually going to make it harder later on? That's what I feel. I feel like that might be an actual thing. So just sort of squish that off like that. Right. I think we're good to go now, guys. I think the thing is pretty much in business, right? Right, so here's what we do now, right? This is the part which really confused me. And when I say confuse me, I mean like I went into a tiz about it, right? So the instructions are thus, right? You put the baking paper in there like that, right? And then what you do now is you put some, in their words, some baking beans, right? Baking beans. So I had no clue what baking beans were. They weren't on the instructions. They weren't on the ingredients at all. It said on several different recipes, it said, put your baking beans in, right? There was no baking beans in the ingredients. And I thought, what the fuck are they on about? Why is baking beans not on the ingredients if that's what I need? Because I didn't buy any, because I didn't know I needed them, because it wasn't in the ingredients, right? So the best thought I had in my mind was, right, baked beans, is that what they want? Because surely that's not right. Why do you need to put baked beans? Didn't make any sense to me whatsoever. So I had to cheat, okay? I had to Google it because I was going mad. I thought, well, what the hell are they on about, right? So basically, baking beans even are kind of like something you use for baking purposes. In this instance, to hold down the pastry, hold it in place so the pastry doesn't fluff up and about and be destroyed. You want it to stay in its spot where it is, right? So you use the baking beans in order to hold it down. It's basically a weight, right? A weight. So my next question was, where the hell do I get some of these beans from? Because I don't have any such thing as baking beans. There's a specific type of bean that I need. So the best I could figure out is it's like dried beans or something like that, of which I don't have, right? It does suggest using rice as an alternative, and I'm like, yeah, I've got rice, but that's a waste. I mean, do I return the rice after it's cooked, after it's been in the oven for 15 minutes? I don't know what I'm supposed to do here in this situation. So I read one article that said kidney beans is a form of baking bean, right? It's a bean, anyway. So I don't know. Some of you are going to be laughing right now. So what I've done, right, is I have taken a tin of kidney beans and I have drained them. All right, I've drained them, I've dried them, I've done everything I can, right? Because I obviously don't want like kidney bean juice all over my quiche. That would be weird. Anyway, so this is what we're using, right? Hopefully they should be able to hold the fort, so to speak. Yeah, I hope. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to pour these in here, and this, I just hope it doesn't ruin the thing, right? Honestly. But also the question is, what do I do with them afterwards? Well, they're no good to me as kidney beans anymore, are they? Anyway, just do that like that. That's not going to burn them, is it? I mean, I don't want them to, I don't want the thing to set on fire. Right, anyway, what we're going to do now is we put this in the oven for 15 minutes, right? This is what they say to us, 15 minutes is what it is. So, here we go. There we go. In it goes, right? This better fucking not do anything untoward, honestly.
Look at that. Don't touch, it's really hot.
You're gonna burn yourself.
Smells lush. Look at that.
They can't smell it though.
It smells lush. Okay guys, so slight mishap, okay?
A slight mishap.
Slight mishap. I read the instructions.
Calling reinforcements.
I read the instructions, right, and
Oh,
it says
it's on here.
divide mixture between 2 greased and bottom lined sandwich tins.
Don't mind it all breaking half.
So I did the butter in, as you saw from the video, but I didn't put the grease-proof paper down. Did I? I didn't put the grease-proof paper down.
No, you didn't.
So
There.
I had to call in.
Here's bottom line.
I had to call in the experts
That one is still stuck in the bottom.
to
We can
help,
take it out.
so we can recover the cake. Thank you. Is this technically cheating?
Yeah, totally.
Is it technically cheating? So we're just salvaging. The twins think it's hilarious. Honestly, they think it's brilliant. So at the moment, I still want.
I think it might be coming out.
I still want to make a cake.
The problem is, right, for my tips, right, if you're going to do a carrot cake, you need to make sure you grease it because it's a very moist cake and it's very soft.
Okay, so it
I don't like that flavour at all. Unfortunately, it does have a soggy bottom.
tastes quite nice.
And you just have to,
It tastes really nice.
Has it come out all right or not?
I tell you what
Can
you
I
do.
salvage it?
It tastes really nice. It's
Hang
just
on.
not in one piece.
Fix it into a cake.
Oh my god.
It's a shame.
Yeah, but I reckon if you put this bit on a plate,
Yeah.
You can go from the sublime to the ridiculous.
keep it as a cake shape and ice it. Either that or you make carrot cake pops.
It's all about the flavours.
How do you make cake pops then?
So you mix it with a bit of the icing.
No,
Have you?
right now you could just do it like this and make it into
Yeah,
a
you
cake
probably
pop.
could.
I
But
reckon
if you
no.
mix
I
it-
reckon I'm gonna stick to my guns. I'm gonna make a cake. Yeah. I'm just gonna
It tastes good.
put lots
It
of.
tastes good.
Does it? I'm just gonna put lots of icing on it.
You should be able to just stick it together with icing.
Yeah. Let me have a little taste.
It tastes lush.
I don't want to ruin it.
It's really nice. You don't want to ruin it.
If you've had that up, it does
I
taste
tell you what. Hang on. Oh, I tell you what. It don't look good, but it tastes good.
Be confident, you can't be cocky.
Meanwhile, I was struggling somewhat with my own little bakey, cakey, quiche type thing. It's looking like this, right? It looks like the beans are cooking and the pastry is definitely browning, so that's good, I guess. It's not fully done, is it? Well, looks things. It's browning, but I mean, I'm a bit nervous, if I'm being honest with you. I'm nervous, is what it is. It looks like the beans are cooking and on the verge of burning, and I don't want the oven and the kitchen to start on its crap again. So what I'm going to do now is, it does say 15 minutes, but I'm going to take the thingies out, the beans, and remove them now. Indeed. So this is kind of I'm going to turn the oven off a second. Is this going to be hot? Alright, so we've been removing the beans. Ow. See? Hot. Alright. Hot. At least it's kept everything in place, I guess. That was its job, was it? Don't know. In the meantime, I've actually turned the oven off because I feel like it's going to start smoking if it's fucking ridiculous. I need a new oven, alright? If any of you, right, this is what influencers do, isn't it? They beg, right? If any of you has an oven you can spare, well, not an oven. No, I don't want a second-hand oven because that would just put me in the same position. If any of you have are able to spare the money for an actual oven, that would be great. So we've got the beans. We can eat those. I'm not going to eat them. I don't know what to do with them, okay? I don't know, right? I really don't know. So you can see here the base is still, it still needs doing. So we're going to put this back in the oven here, even though the oven's off, right? Bear that in mind. But I feel like it's going to be, it's going to help the fact that the oven's off. It's going to use like a bit of less heat, if you like. So what do I do next? In the meantime, whilst that's cooking-ish, so what we're going to do here, we take this. I had ordered turkey bacon, but Asda thought the opposite of turkey was pork. So, go figure, I don't know. Anyway, we take this, we're going to dice it, basically. Dice it is what we're going to do with it. So we're going to do, right, take this here. I know some people might not like this necessarily to watch this particular part, but it's just bacon. It's not, right, it's not going to hurt you or anything like that. So just do that, then that. Woo. These are labelled bacon medallions, aren't they? Bacon medallions. Okay. Okay. Right. So we need to fry it. Do we need to fry these? I thought we needed to fry these. Do we not need to do that? Hang on. I need to investigate this. I thought I needed to fry these, but maybe I don't. It didn't say that I do, so who knows. I don't know if this is too much, by the way, but the instructions are for pancetta, and this is not pancetta, so I don't know if it's the equivalent in weight or the equivalent in the amount, or it's too much, too little, or what, but it is what it is, right? In fact, I have a sneaking suspicion this might be too much, but on the other hand, I'm not going to use this for anything else, so it is what it is. Right, let me see. I don't know if, like, pancetta is like cooked, isn't it? I think so. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Right, this is going to be impromptu, because so basically I don't want like raw bacon in my thing. So what we're going to do is fry it. Right, ooh, nice. Okay, so do this with a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So what we're also going to do, we need 250 ml of creme fraiche, which we have here, creme fraiche. Now, how do you measure out 250 ml of creme fraiche, right? You can't put it in the measuring thingy, although you can actually, but what we're not going to do is that. We have a measuring jug, that's right, I know, measuring jug. So it comes to around about there, 1/4 litre is what we're after. Okay, so we've got this. And then we pour it in here. Most of it is going in, right? Most of it. Right, this is stunning stuff, stunning. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Is that enough? How the hell am I supposed to tell if that's enough? Fucking hell, that's ridiculous, right? Put most of it in, right? Most of it goes in. I don't know if that's enough, not enough. Right, here we go. So you need to level it out in order to see, right? It doesn't look enough, right? But then again, there's not an awful lot left in here, so I don't know. Like that. Okay, more. Yeah. So there's one thing that I think we can all agree on after this little debacle, right, is that I'm not in any way, shape or form a master baker. Master something else possibly, right, but not a master baker. There we go. It's hot and sweaty work, this, isn't it? I have to take my top off. No, nobody needs to see that, do they? You go there, you go there. You go like this. Right. Yeah. $170 grams. So most of this actually is what I need. Almost all of it in actual fact. So right. Next step is to we need 150 grams of a cheese called Gruyere. I thought it was called Gruyere. Anyway, Gruyere it's called. Is that one, right? And I don't know what it is, but that's on the instructions, so it is going in the thing, right? It's most of this little thing. This is 170 grams, so I don't know what these things are on the edge. Are they supposed to be there? So they're going to come off as part of the process, because I don't really want them there, because I don't know if they're growth what they're doing. So yeah, we check this, and we put this in like that, right? 135. Fuck. So we need like some of this, right? We cut too much off, so some of this has to go in, right? So we want 150 grams. That, as you can see, is too much. Taking a little bit out, and then almost. That'll do. Give or take, right? Give or take. These bits, I don't know. Again, I don't know if they're supposed to be like edible bits or not. It seems to be random, in my opinion. Right. My God, got fat coming off this bacon now, honestly. I think the bacon is done now. That looks the thing. Looks all in order. Right, just to show you, right? There's a lot of fat come off that, by the way. You know, wasn't my intention, but what can you do, right? As to give you wrong stuff. Okay, so what we're going to do next is this, right? We're going to drain the fat and make it so that it's dry and less fatty. So put some paper down. Kitchen roll, kitchen paper is like the best thing that was ever invented. Sorry if that offends anybody, but it actually is. Right. Take all this off of here. Okay. Here we go. There we go. And there we go. Okay, so we have all this. Now we want to put that on like that. It's just to sort of take the fat off a little bit, right? That's all that is for. Okay. Yes, I know. Come on, get off. Right. This is kind of like everything that's going on here today. Right? Everything. This had better taste nice, honestly. Fucking hell, that's hot. After all this effort I'm going to... This is not going to plan, as you can see. In fact, that probably is too much. What do you reckon? We'll see. We will see how we can do things, right? Do that. That goes like that. Right. Okay. So what we're going to do now, right? Okay, guys, we are back in business, right? We get the bowl like this, right? We have a bowl, right? What we need to do now is put all of the ingredients in one, in the bowl, right? For the filling, place all the ingredients except for 50 grams of the Gruyere. So all the ingredients involves, got the eggs. Anybody got eggs? 1 second, let's wash my hands again. Eggs, where they go? Right, got the eggs. We're back in business with eggs, okay? So this should be interesting. Sometimes I have been known to have egg accidents, right? So a bit gentle. These eggs seem to be a bit like a bit dangerous, shall we say? Not very well maintained. Right, got the eggs in business, right? Empty box, goes in recycling. Now then, grab this. This is the creme fraiche. All goes in here. All goes in. Boop, boop, boop. Like that. Like that. Oops. There we go. Ah. I don't know how you're supposed to get all of this out of here, if I'm being honest. Right. There we go. Is that enough? Potentially. Potentially enough. Right, there we go. Okay, so what else do we need to do? I can go there. Right. Cheese. Here we go. Cheese. Right. So what we're going to do, we got this. This is like a grater thing. It's not the ideal grater that I was looking for, but it is one nonetheless. It's going to take a while. There we go. Okay, so I think we're done with that now. Right, we can go there. Now we just need to mix this up together now, I think. Oh, no. No, I'm forgetting my bacon, right? I'm forgetting one of the main things of it, right? Bacon. Bacon, bacon, bacon. Okay, I might not put it all in actually because I don't want it to overwhelm it. If that makes any sense. I say that, I just never put it all in anyway, right? Anyway, let's do this. Right, I need to mix it up. Mix it, need a spoon for this purpose. A spoon. Right, how do we do, what was the instructions exactly, right? It said mix it up. Right, for the filling, place all the ingredients into a large bowl. Mix gently to avoid filling the mixture with air. Right. Okay, so mixing it gently to avoid filling it with air. I don't actually know what that means, right? I'm not gonna lie. I just know that I need like everything to combine, presumably. So do this like this, right? This looks alright. It looks like filling, I think. Doesn't it? Am I right? Does it look like filling? I mean, the eggs are all combined, which is good. I feel it's probably the main objective, I think. Would I be right in thinking that that's about spot on? So right, what we're doing now is we're waiting for the oven to reheat, if that makes sense. Because I had to turn it off because before we had issues, didn't we? So we've kind of turned it off and now waiting for it to reheat again a little bit. In the meantime, right, okay, so we have a dish, right? Pastry. It's actually looking a little bit browner than I'd like, right? I'm not gonna lie, it is. So what we're gonna do here is we're going to put it on here so you can see what I'm doing. Right, now then, we need to put this in here. Right, there you go. Look at it sizzle. Look at it sizzle. Isn't it good? Isn't it? I'm not gonna lie, that looks like it's gonna overflow. Is it just me, or does it, or do I? Is it gonna? Okay, I can see what's gonna happen before it even happens, right? I can. So now we're gonna put a bit more cheese on the top, because that's what it tells me to do, right? Now, the smart thing would be definitely to put a baking tray underneath this, I think. As I said before, if anybody wants to donate me a brand new, mine, it can't be just like a shoddy old one, you know, a brand new, wow, it's quite a lot there. Yeah. This better not rise like any higher. I mean, I put the right amount of ingredients, I put the right amount of everything. Right, that's probably enough, I think. And it's a right size dish, so you know, I don't really know what I've done wrong here. I'm sure one of you guys will tell me. Definitely, without a doubt. Right, this now goes in for 15 minutes, right? I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this without it spilling over. Oh, hang on, I need a baking tray. In fact, I don't know about. Oh dear, dear me. Right, now then. This goes on the top here. So if anything spills out over, it'll go on the tray rather than the oven. I believe that is the thing, right? Okay, so we are in business. Let's switch that. Right, so it's been about 15 minutes and the quiche is looking fucking amazing. On the outside, right? Let's have a look at this. Open it up. Look at that. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to look, but that looks sensational. Doesn't that look great? I'm actually very well impressed with that, I've got to say. Excellently impressed. But the thing is, I don't have a clue how to judge if it's done. I don't know. I have this feeling if I try and delve inside, it's going to be like raw in the middle. Because that's my MO. My MO is to have raw food in the middle. So I don't know. It's been on at the correct temperature for the correct amount of time, with the correct amount of ingredients, with the correct amount of everything. So why on earth would it not be done, is my question. We'll find out soon. Right, so here we go. We have the taste test. Well, the test. Just need to open it. Open it. Slice it open. So what do you say? Anyway, let's have a look at this, right? Okay. In it goes. Okay. Alright. Initial feelings are that it might be a bit firm inside, which is good because that's what we're looking for, right? Doesn't want to be like all watery and stuff, right? So that's a good sign. Just going to take a portion here. Right, now I don't know how, in fact, to accomplish this, especially with one hand. Obviously, it's not ideal, is it? Take my time here because the whole thing is coming off here. I need to segregate. Am I cutting through the base, or is the base like too tough? So I do need to segregate the whole thing. Right, yeah, no, I think that's fine. Right. There we go. Up, hang on. Right. So the base is a bit crumbly, which is, you know, not ideal, right? So probably we can work on my pastry making skills, right? Now then, this is the final score. Oh, it's alright actually. Does it look okay to you? It needs to be done, is the key, right? I think that we're done. I need to eat it to test it, right? So let's give it a go. Oops. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So yeah, I can confirm that it tasted pretty good, you know. Not quite up to the standard of Morrison's or anything like that, but it wasn't too bad, right? Not too bad at all, I think, for a first attempt, definitely. I hope you all agree with that. You know, it felt or tasted maybe a little bit burnt because of the base was a bit burnt, so maybe that had some remnants in there. You know, there was also another weird taste. It could have been those kidney beans, you never know. Right? So I don't know. Anyway, it's not too bad. Wasn't terrible, which was a plus. You know, bit disappointing on the pastry, because for me a good quiche is a good pastry too. So, you know, I don't think I'd win this section of Bake Off. I just couldn't let the big Bake Off go without having a go myself. I thought it would be fun. It was fun. It was stressful. I'm not a baker, okay? I'm not a cook, a chef, or anything like that. I think I need more tools. I think that's what it is. I think I need more tools. I need more, like, better equipment, like a better oven. I mentioned that a few times, you know. Well, it's not just hinting, right? Okay, you know. So yeah, it was a bit of fun, and I don't think I'll be in the kitchen again for a while. Okay, I need to recover. So I hope you've all enjoyed this, a little bit of fun. And if you have, please give this video a massive thumbs up, comment all of your thoughts about it down below, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Until next time, take care of yourselves, and bye-bye.